Destiny 2's expansion Beyond Light is actually Destiny 3. Anime JRPG is describing itself as a BrainPunk game, and the first MMORPG ever made might get a Steam release. Hello everyone, my name is Solomon SK for Coffee and RPGs, where we cover the latest news, trends, and updates for the MMO and RPG gaming genre. We do love our coffee here, so if you guys got your cup ready, let's go over these news together. Cheers to you guys. So let's get started with a few articles from PCGamer.com, and the first one here, really quick, is from World of Warcraft, and Shadowlands is coming on October 27th, and this is official. I know a lot of us were concerned about the date being pushed back into next year because of the whole global sickness that is causing a lot of problems for a lot of people out there, but they stuck with their promise. Blizzard said that they were going to release it at the end of this year, and it's finally official. And in more WoW news in their next article, here's the first episode of World of Warcraft Afterlives, a new series of animated shorts. So if you want to know what's going on within the world of World of Warcraft, wow. I definitely recommend watching these short animated films, if you want to call it that, just because it fills you in on what's going on if you haven't really been paying attention to the World of Warcraft lore, such as myself. I'm assuming this is going to be the first of 4, so be prepared for more of these short films or animations to be released. It says here to prepare to delve into the 4 realms of Shadowlands: Bastions, Maldraxxus, Arenweald, and Revendreth. I probably am butchering those names, so I do apologize. And in their next article, it says Bungie shows off new Stasis powers in the latest Destiny 2 Beyond Light trailer. I will admit, this is actually a pretty cool scene that you see here. I believe they're on some sort of moon and you see Jupiter in the background there. But it does go on to read that this is the first new damage type joining Solar, Arc, and Void to be added to the series since launch, and as such it will bring a whole new set of subclasses. Warlock will get the Shade Binder, which yields an icy staff. Hunter has the Revenant, which uses twin ice pick axes, and Titans get the Behemoth or Behemoth, I've heard both pronunciations, which is able to freeze a swath of ground in front of them and then release an explosive flying punch. And again, Destiny 2 Beyond Light will launch on the 10th of November. And so apparently a lot of its legacy content is being vaulted, and they kind of go into why that is. And it says here in a video titled Why Beyond Light is Essentially Destiny 3. I believe his name is pronounced Astacross. I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. But yeah, Astacross describes how during an 8-hour meeting, the game director Luke Smith told the attendees, "We have to take some of these planets off the map, redo them, recode them, and then reissue them." So therefore, a lot of Destiny's core code has been updated or fixed or downright replaced, and so that's why it's essentially being called Destiny 3. But I also suspect that because a lot of players already sunk so much money into Destiny 2, that the likelihood that they would move on to Destiny 3 to sink even more money is probably highly unlikely, and that's why you have games such as Overwatch bringing you Overwatch 2, but it's really Overwatch 1.5 because it still has part 1 in it where you could actually play together from people who purchased Overwatch 2, and so yeah, there's this like weird intermingling of players depending on what version you have, I guess, or something like that. So next, let's go ahead and cover some of the articles from Gematsu.com. And the first one here, Scarlet Nexus Gamescom 2020 preview, developer discussion, and gameplay impressions. And in this article, there's a pretty comprehensive developer discussion that's been translated with its interview from the producer, director, and art director of the game. It's a very long article, and I can't go through everything without going over an hour, it feels like. So I'll go over the main part that I thought was the most interesting, and it's their terminology that they use to describe their game called BrainPunk. So Lizuka is quoted as saying that the brain is at the center of all expressions, and also that this game is driven by a technological developed society. And admittedly, you kind of do get a little bit of that Matrix vibe in this game. But it reads, The characters have special powers by using the power of their brains. From this situation, we can see that it all comes down to the brain, the main theme of the game. That's one of the reasons why the game's genre is BrainPunk. And Ibuki also adds to it and says, yes, also the word punk, it has its interpretations such as rebellion towards society or minority. We are definitely not just making another cyberpunk-inspired world. Brains are being the main theme of the game as well. And if you look at a lot of the NPCs and some of the monsters and antagonists in the game, some of them are really shaped weird. You'll have enemies that look like dogs, but then they have a head of a flower of some sort. So they're really playing around with the idea of having the almost infinite possibilities of the brain's imagination, while also being tied to, again, with that sort of Matrix vibe that you get when seeing the gameplay of this anime JRPG. And in their next article, and really quick, Spellbreak launches September 3rd, and this is finally official. This really isn't an RPG per se, it's more of a battle royale, but they do add elements of sort of spellcasting RPG elements to this game, so that's why I decided to include it in today's video. And we got one article from MassivelyOP.com, and it says here, 6 years after planning on a Steam launch, Ultima Online might finally be launching there. And apparently this has been a long time coming. This is news to me, actually. But it does go on to say that Broadsword admitted that the release has been bogged down in EA bureaucracy. But the article still also mentions that EA has been pretty open about integrating a lot of its games with the Steam platform rather than sticking to just Origin, which I'm very happy about. But lastly, let's not forget that Star Wars The Old Republic has a boost in population because of its Steam release about 2 weeks ago, and so they're probably saying finally, yeah, let's go through with it. Next, we got one article from MMORPG.com. The Elder Scrolls Online Imperial City Celebration begins on September 3rd. Earn rewards and collectibles. During this time, bonus rewards will be earnable within the Imperial City PvP zone and its adjoining PvE dungeons. In order to participate in this event, you must be an ESO Plus member or own the Imperial City DLC pack, but luckily the Imperial City DLC pack can be found for free from the DLC section of the Crown Store. And next, we got one article from GameRant.com. Dual Universe developers reveal gameplay overview. And I've said this many times and I'll say it again, this is definitely one of my most anticipated MMOs that I have in my list of games that I'm looking forward to. And again, it says here, Dual Universe is a first-person sandbox MMO RPG designed to combine the elements of EVE Online and Star Citizen, among others, to craft its gameplay experience. I would actually also include Minecraft in there, because this is a voxel game after all, but less blocky in my opinion. But what makes this game more like Star Citizen and less like Minecraft is the fact that Dual Universe is set in a continuous single shared universe, which allows players to fully edit the environment and sculpt whatever they want. Next, we got one article from GamesRadar.com. Godfall reveals 3 new Zodiac-inspired Valor plates. And if you don't know what Valor plates are, it's being described as weapon platforms for your character. Each one has different stats and capabilities, and you can customize them by slotting different augments you'll find around the world into the Valor plate. And for our last article of the video, we got one article from GameSpew.com, and it says, Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning gets a new gameplay trailer, and the game is slated to be released on September 8th, with the standard edition costing you $40. The Fate edition will cost you $55, and lastly, you got the collector's edition, which is shown off in the trailer for $110. And that concludes today's episode of MMO and RPG Updates. I do appreciate it if you made it with me so far, because the watch time significantly helps with the algorithms. I really hope I've earned your subscription in today's episode. If so, please consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon right next to it. With that being said, I will finally let you guys go. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.